Watch and burn.
Hey everyone. No, wait. Hey everyone. So tonight I wanted to talk about Rancid's third album and their sort of like commercial breakout album, and that is, of course, And Out Come the Wolves. I fucked up on my discussion with Let the Dominoes Fall, and I referred to that as And Out Come the Dominoes, if memory serves, because I'm a moron. But now I am actually discussing And Out Come the Wolves. And this record, it's funny, everybody really accepted this one and everybody took a lot of issue with Life Won't Wait. And that didn't make a lot of sense to me because in a lot of ways those two albums, or these two albums, are very comparable. But people said Life Won't Wait was too slow and they loved this one. And I found this album to be incredibly slow, especially when compared to their previous two albums that sort of define them as a very speed-based punk band. And this album put the brakes on. Everybody thought it was business as usual because it kicks off with Maxwell Murder, and that song's fast. But then from that point forward, things just slow down considerably. Now this is the album where Rancid would sort of create the blueprint for the third wave of ska with like, oh man, I mean, Dally City Train's on here, Old Friends on here, and that sound that they honed on this album, like I said, that would become the blueprint for every other ska song in the world to try and copy or to try and top, which I don't think anybody's really capable of doing because Rancid's so unique in everything they did, including how they sounded ska-wise. Because prior to this, I think the only ska song I remember hearing was I Wanna Riot, and that was more of like, that was Rancid's ska sound, but it wasn't quite as chunky, quite as thick as the ska that's on this album. And from this album forward, every time they had a ska track or a couple ska tracks, they would build off this sound that they seemed to kind of mold on, for fuck's sakes, on And Out Come the Wolves. This record was a massive success commercially with Time Bomb and Ruby Soho. Roots Radicals is on here. Those three songs did a lot for the band. I remember this was such a big deal for like that summer, and this really put them on the map. And it was from that point forward that, like, you know, every time they showed up at Warped Tour, like everybody just flooded whatever stage Rancid was on, which would usually be the main stage. And like every single person there was there to see Rancid. I remember I met Lars, and it was the year I met Greg from Bad Religion too, and that was a little disappointing because he was a bit full of himself. But I can't remember what year it was. It was 94 or 95. I met Lars, and he was really drunk, but he was fucking cool, and he was really awesome, and he was really approachable, and that kind of like sums up Rancid on the whole, you know what I mean? They just seem like really awesome people who make kick-ass music. And yeah, I met Greg from Bad Religion. Like, he wasn't terrible, but he did kind of have that air of a grad student about him, you know? And it was a little disappointing because I'd loved Bad Religion since I was a little kid as well, and I still love them now. But Rancid, meeting Lars from Rancid, that was a remarkable experience, and I suppose in a more negative way, so was meeting Greg from Bad Religion. For considering how Bad Religion had really, like, they were sort of like the cornerstone for my reason for taking education so seriously, and for me, like, you know, loving the lexicon that I found online in order to figure out the meaning of all the words that they used in their songs that I had no idea what they meant at that point. And how they had such a big impact on, like, my intellectual development, I guess. And then to meet Greg, and he was sort of like, meh, and it was a little disappointing. But we're not talking about Bad Religion. We're talking about Rancid, and Lars was fucking rad. So yeah, and Out Come the Wolves. This is one of those records that's been kind of talked to death, so I don't want to spend too much time here. It's already been a little over 4 minutes. This album is amazing. There's no bad songs. Not that Rancid's ever really written a bad song, but I totally identify with this record. I love the feel. I love the look, the artwork. The album cover has become so iconic in the years past. People have copied it. They've tattooed it. And this record has just been so universally well accepted. And it's odd, too, because this record's really, really downbeat. When you listen to the words, if you're paying attention to the lyrical content, the songs may sound sort of catchy and fun, but the lyrics aren't. The lyrics are heavy and sort of depressing a lot of the times, and they're dealing with a lot of downbeat shit. You know, I mean, like, for example, off the top of my head, As Wicked. Check out the lyrics to that song if you don't know them already, you know? God, I love that song. But yeah, so look, I'm going to go. I have just decided to have a small discussion about Rancid's biggest and most commercially successful album, I believe, to date, as of 2022. And if I fuck that up, no doubt the text will kick in and correct me. But yeah, so thank you so much for sitting with me while I discussed Rancid's awesome And Out Come the Wolves from a ways back. If you like this video, don't forget to do something nice for somebody, and you guys kick ass, and I will see you next time. Have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.